This time it doesn't. The chute collapses, or it doesn't deploy, or a panel blows out, or the extraction chute gets tangled. Whatever it does, the load isn't extracting like it's supposed to. You have seconds, maybe 3 seconds, possibly 4. Cargo that isn't extracting the way it's supposed to, it could shift and crash that plane and take everybody down on it. If it shifts the wrong way, it can move forward or backwards. If it moves too far forward, the plane will nosedive, and there's nothing a pilot could do to pull it out of that dive. If that load shifts too far back, the center of gravity will shift back, the plane will stall and just crash into the ground. The pilot will have no ability to control it whatsoever. Even if you get past that, you get the load secured, you're gonna have to fly home with a partially extracted load and land in a unique manner. It all could be a nightmare. One of the worst things that could actually happen is the load partially extracts. It gets stuck, it gets jammed up. As you go to put your safety chains on there, you're now past the end of the drop zone. But just as you go to hook the first one on, something happens, the load straightens up and poof, out it goes. It leaves the plane, but it lands somewhere outside of that drop zone. It could land on a house or a barn or a field, maybe where there's a farmer working, it lands right on them. That would be terrible. In a combat environment, these guys are shooting at you. You're trying to airdrop supplies to your guys. You overshoot the drop zone, and now you've just dropped supplies on the people that are shooting at you. Now you've just given them more aid and made it more difficult for the guys that you were trying to help. You don't have time in these moments when things go wrong to figure out what that procedure is. You don't have time to look out of the back of the airplane and think, what should I do here? Your hands have to be moving. Even before your brain is fully caught up with what's going on and you're seeing what's happening, your hands have to be moving. That response gets built over 200 unremarkably boring training missions where everything went exactly as it's supposed to. And you ran the checklist, you did what you were supposed to, it worked great. You did it like your life depended on it though. You practiced it on the ground. You ran those emergency checklist procedures on the ground. So when it did go wrong, you were ready. Now that's discipline. And most people picture discipline as a dramatic moment, the crisis, the response, the hero. That's not discipline. The dramatic moment is the bill coming due on a deposit that you made years ago in the dark. The discipline is that deposit you made that nobody saw you make. Your life is not like an airdrop that's gone wrong. Let's bring this home. How does it relate to you? You never know what or when your 3 seconds crisis is going to happen or what it's going to look like. You don't know when your spouse is going to be at her breaking point, when something that they've been trying to tell you and they haven't, and they just need to get it off to you right then and there. You need exactly the right 2 sentences to say right then, not the lazy one response. You don't know when your 14-year-old is going to ask you a question over breakfast, and how you respond to that will define your relationship for the next 20 years. So if it's anything like my teenager, they'll probably ask you at the worst time when you're exhausted and you have the bosses calling you on the phone and you're taking care of 15 other things. That's when they're going to come to you with a major problem. You don't know when somebody at work is going to drop a problem on your desk. And that's going to be a test, whether you tell the truth or whether you take the easy way out and make it go away. You don't know when temptation is going to show up. And you could throw away something that you've been building for years. And that's something that you throw it away for, it won't matter next Wednesday anyway. But you just threw away everything you've been working for. But every one of those moments is coming. Some of them are going to happen this week for somebody. And those deposits that you make today, no matter where you start, start making deposits today. It's what you're going to be drawing from when those problems come. If you've been disciplining yourself and you put your phone down when your wife is talking to you, even on those boring conversations, she's your wife after all, they're not going to be boring, but one day she's going to say something that really matters and you're already going to be present and you can have that discussion right then and there and build the relationship instead of having further problems. Or if you've been disciplining yourself to keep your composure when your kid spills the milk, then one day when they're 16, they're going to trust you with a whole lot bigger problem than a little spilt milk. They're going to come to you with a big problem and have that trust that you'll help them and not be nasty at them. If you've been disciplining yourself to read scripture in the morning when nothing's hard, not because anything's broken, but because that's just what you do, then one day when everything is hard, you'll already know how to handle it and you'll be there. If you've been disciplining yourself to say no to that one drink when you don't need it, there's gonna be that day when that one drink will be on the table at the wrong time, but you will already know what your answer is. Those boring reps, they're quiet deposits, and you make them in the season when nothing is at stake, but you draw from them in those seasons when everything is on the line. That's the motto, and that's how lives that work actually get built. It isn't dramatic, it's certainly not sexy, and it isn't what you'd be posting about. It's the only thing that ever actually works. I have failed at this so many times, and that's how I can talk to you about it. I have failed plenty of times. I've been that guy on the phone, doom scrolling, or talking to a buddy when my wife is trying to talk to me or she needs something. I've been that guy who blew up over nothing that their kids screwed up on. I'm not preaching to you from a mountain here. I'm just telling you what I've learned from my own failures. I have failed a lot, but let me tell you, every time I fail, I learn. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I'm afraid of not learning from them, though. We must learn from our mistakes. But there's good news when it comes to making deposits about where you are, because they start wherever you are right now. You don't have to be all the way there. I'm certainly not. You just have to start making deposits today and doing the right thing. We'll just start today. Pick one thing that you've been skipping because you just felt like nothing was at stake there. Just one. Then do that thing tonight. Put your phone down when you're talking to your wife or after dinner. Sit and read to your kids. Ask them how their day was. But that rep you do tonight is going to come out of your hands in a moment that you can't see yet. Things are going to go wrong, but you will have built up that rapport and that discipline to handle a situation correctly. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the part of discipline that breaks more people than just the work. Drop a comment and let me know what you're not going to skip anymore, what you're going to do tonight, and what you're going to keep doing. Make it specific so you can hold yourself accountable to it and keep making those deposits to grow so that when you need that discipline, it will already be there. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.